So today my presentation is going to go in depth on my own personal taste of what I believe is peak musical talent and excellence, and truly brings music down to an absolute art form, and dare I say, even an equal representation of what humanity is to its core. To start, a fair warning that some of you are going to not understand the complexity of my extremely intellectual music taste. So if you're coming into this presentation with an open mind and open heart, or if you're not, please leave now. Okay, so now that we have our base guidelines down, let's get to what's really important here, the music. This first artist is underground and a gem in the rock and blues and soul community, and is truly a trailblazer for the future generations of heartfelt, soulful music. This is Daniel McLeod. Oh, my bad. There you go. This. Oh no. One second, the hyperlink ain't working. My bad. Keep in mind that this is really hard and complex to understand. So if you really aren't in the same mind space, just don't be ignorant. Okay. There we go. Now you can see as you can see, the hip-hop, rock, and blues superstar takes stage with dance moves that leaves me questioning my own sexuality and leaves all of us wanting more. Not to mention the vocals of a sentient god that brings pure, genuine tears to any listener that was blessed enough to be one of the 70 million that watched this video. This song titled On the Floor. The song was his boost in the limelight out of the gutters of a rock and blues underground community. Daniel McLeod, better known as Ice JJ Fish, was born on July 30th, 1994 in his hometown of Aurora, Illinois. Oh, wait. His hometown of Aurora, Illinois. It's said that when he came out of the womb crying, he was immediately harmonized and left the entire hospital room on their knees crying and trying desperately to catch a recording of this newborn prodigy. This is just a small snippet of what's captured on this fateful day. Do you hear the influence? It's so beautiful. Oh man. As you can see, this revolutionary man broke the bonds of three musical genres: hip hop, R&B, and soul, and fused them together to create the most beautiful songs known to man. This isn't funny. This is beautiful. As you can remember from the song snippet, his first On the Floor, the music was overly loud to cover the sound of his voice. Now, a common non-intellectual man as myself would think that this is just bad music editing. But as Ice JJ Fish connoisseur that I am, I understand that his vocals alone are too good to hear at full quality, for it will damage the eardrums of any living person subjected to his excellence. He has also collaborated with other artists and propelled their careers to new heights that they couldn't have done by trusting their own talent, but instead believing in Ice JJ Fish's superior musical knowledge and intuition, such as famous rapper Tyler, the Creator. You should hear with Ice JJ Fish on his TV show Loiter Squad, where they wrote a song titled I Just Bought a Bugatti, I'm Happy. Ice JJ Fish is truly a master of soulful music and strikes a chord with millions of people everywhere around the globe. As of today, Ice JJ Fish has made the artistic decision to revert back to the underground, not because he was a one-hit wonder or anything, but because, as any true artist knows, the mainstream kills the artist's true artistic soul. Genius! What an absolute legend. Oh, man. Now that I have talked about someone who has been in the spotlight of the music industry, I now want to talk about a more unrecognized brilliance in the music industry that is actually present here at our very own Seminole State campus. I found him, and his name is Kevin Wendell. I have discovered Kevin as an artist browsing the music section of YouTube in hopes of finding a new artist that could appeal to my incredibly high standards. I was surprised to find a hometown genius that was walking amongst us at our Seminole State campus that went by the name
I'm sorry, is this a student here?
Huh?
Is this a student here?
Oh, no, it's
Currently?
No.
The person you're about to talk
Oh,
to?
no, no one in here, no. It's my
Are
friend.
they a student here at Seminole State College currently?
No, it's a buddy. This is just like a backup story. He didn't want me to tell him his exact thing, so.
Okay.
Everything else
You
is
know
true.
this person?
Yes, I do, yes. I'll show you his clip in a second. Let me find my place again. I discovered Kevin as an artist browsing the music section of YouTube in hopes of finding a new artist that could appeal to my incredibly high standards. I was surprised to find a hometown genius that was walking amongst us here at our Seminole State campus. He's really just a friend of mine. He goes by the name Kev Money. Kevin grew up here in Oviedo, Florida with a big dream of becoming a world-class beat maker / DJ. His inspiration for making music grew from his love for the artist XXXTentacion, a hip-hop and rap artist that had passed away earlier this year, sadly. God bless. It was in the talks that Kevin's beats would make an appearance on XXXTentacion's new album, but sadly his life was taken away prematurely. Before Kevin could make his first big break on his mainstream music industry, allegedly, that's what he tells me. I had tried to contact Kevin over the course of a couple of hours, but sadly, I had only gotten this quote from him. He says, "Dude, I don't know who you are. Please stop messaging me. I'm getting scared." But after brief communications with Kevin, I explained my assignment for the class, and he agreed to do an interview with me. These are a few Q&A responses I had with him while we sat down in the cafeteria right across campus. These are a few of my questions and responses. So I say, "What got you into making beats?" He said, "Well, I work as an independent contractor as a grave digger, or also known as an undertaker in my profession. But I had always never really had music to listen to while I work except for XXX. But sadly, after his death, I wanted to create my own music as tribute to him in our professional past." Then he gave me permission to use a portion of one of his beats in class that he says sparked ears in the local DJing community. That's him and XXXTentacion together. And that sucks. I think the hyperlink broke on the beat, which is unfortunate. But let me see if I can find this here. Let me see if he's. There we go. Perfect. This was supposed to debut on X's new album, but sadly he passed away. So just truly, just another ascended level ahead of us that we just can't understand. Pure excellence. So, it's interesting to see that the talent starts out in small places like Oviedo, Florida too, and then if you look for them in artists around us, and maybe even you would become an artist or decide to chase a career in music such as Kevin was inspired to do. For my last section of my presentation, I'm going to go over some small examples and touch on a couple pieces of artwork in lesser detail, but still wanted them to be a part of this presentation. My first example comes from a focus of one of my other classmates presented earlier of the artist Bo Burnham. Bo, as Eric described earlier, is more comedic based in his music style, but has often displayed that he touches on more personal levels in his music. Here I'll be analyzing a piece by him that shows his more personal and touching side of the world he lives in. I will let Bo introduce and perform the piece, as he obviously describes his own work best, more than anybody.
This first song is called "A World on Fire." This next song is a little...
So, really just in depth going there. He was making a joke about everything being on fire, and that's my analyst. Thank you. The song titled "World on Fire" really is something beautiful that truly gives us a glimpse into his life, past the fortune and fame, and let us enter the mind of a truly beautiful artist. This next example is a special performance of our national anthem by artist Fergie during the NBA All-Star Game. That is in need of recognition because the level of boldness she takes to the stage as she adds her own interpretation and take on our country or our national anthem. Center stage in one of the most watched television events of the year every year in America. So let's take a look at that. Sorry for this jank. My URL's not working.
I'm Paige, and well, the little thing that I like about the grilled chicken sandwich is that it's picture perfect. It's juicy, and it just has all the right combinations. I think I can be considered a grilled chicken sandwich influencer.
You can see in the video she's very satisfied with the performance, and so is the entire stadium, bringing smiles to players' faces where they would most likely be straight-faced. But this personal rendition by Mrs. Fergie seems to bring something extra to the table that I just can't understand. So let's see if you can spot it in this small cut of the performance. See, most national anthems and sporting events, they're usually just stone-faced because they want to get it over and play, but these guys, something extra to the table. See it right there. Fergie's the best. Now I would like to give a serious recommendation of music to try and listen to. I understand it as old soul. It may have another word for it, but I know it as old soul, me growing up. Soul music at its core is music that you can listen to at any point in any day, and it will rope you in and swallow you into any mood that you could think of. I believe it's both, at the same time, the most basic and complex style of music that exists today. And if you're feeling sad, happy, relaxed, angry, it doesn't matter. There's a song or an artist that will bring what you're feeling to light. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. Some of the examples of my personal favorites would have to be Bill Withers, Otis Redding, and of course Etta James. Bill would have to be one of my favorite if I was forced to listen to just one. One of his songs, Ain't No Sunshine, starts out with an acoustic guitar solo and smoothly mixed in with a bass guitar, electric guitar, and drums, and really just comes together to sound great. It's so simple, but the layers that are pulled onto the single bring it so much life and passion that how many would describe it as soul. Soul is the perfect name for this type of music. When you see it performed live or on recording, it just comes to life. It really breathes and connects to you as a human being. And it really is to treat anyone that just sits down and really feels out and listens to soul music. It really is beautiful. So, oh my bad. This is serious, but oh shit, it's not working.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
You see, it just starts out with Bill and his acoustic guitar. You just see it in him. This is like something that he really, truly wants to convey. It's beautiful.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. At any time she goes away. Wonder this time
And just falls together here.
she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
So if you ever just sit down, relax, and listen to soul music, it'll really just clear your head and give you a nice rest of the day. So that's my presentation, so thank you.